Welcome back to Song of Six, builders. I let the game run just a little bit in the background here just to try to get a couple orders done before we started. And we have a pop-up here of one of our neighbors. This is Jackster the 8th, the great nation of Udrich. And one of our two neighbors. This is the non-independent one. So we are going to have to at least put up with these insects for the time being. They want to give us 9,000, what's your technical, denarii, and a bunch of rations, which I will go ahead and accept. And we're going to be looking at maybe getting a little bit of trade up and running with them. I'm going to tell them don't store the rations here. And I'm going to come into our storage. There we go. And just store those. We're going to look to sell those rations, I think, back basically right away. So hopefully we will be able to do that. I was letting them build, so we've worked on a little bit more housing. We went up to 50 last time. 50 gets us to... Where are my messages? Right here. We have export and imports unlocked, and I do have them set down. In fact, I think I will go ahead and tell them they can build those two things. Not something that I'm going to want here permanently, but I do think I'm going to let them go ahead and do some work there. The reason being, I need to get those trade goods, so the money's going to be important. We may have to buy wood, is kind of what I'm getting the feeling. I planned out a couple more forestries here. These ones are not super productive. This one should be a lot better, and it's because there's a little bit of ground moisture here. So this is not the best land, but I don't want to put good land into trees. At least I'm not committed to doing that yet. Hopefully once we can run some irrigation in here, that'll make up a big difference. If I remember right, no, not fresh water, moisture. Yeah, there's like no moisture here. So hopefully that will help. I don't know if the soil matters, although this, yeah, I'm not certain. This is better soil, but this one should be more productive, and it's not that much bigger. So hopefully once we get some water over here, it'll be a lot better. We did finish up that little bit of warehouse that I was working on. Right now I have it set up to store wood and furniture. In fact, that's probably too much furniture in all honesty. There's no way we're going to sit on 300 of that. Let's go this direction. So mostly wood, some furniture. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say less on the wood, just one tick of wood. And that way we'll have a little bit over there once we actually need it for upkeeping things. But otherwise, I want to keep that over near the furniture production. I did have them queued up for some more chopping, which they've been doing some of. So there's some wood just laying about. Needs to be hauled over here. This also allows me to put one more warehouse worker in. And he will obviously spend most of his time probably running back and forth to go get that wood. I don't want people running down there when they're supposed to be making furniture, for example. So hopefully that'll help. Now there's the gifts that they were bringing us. Do I have enough room? Stacking that in quickly. I can make this larger if I have to shift some crates around. Nope. Oh, he moved. That's kind of cool. He actually goes around and actually delivers those. We're going to sell those rations off, though. We don't particularly love them. Rations are used for soldiers, which we are not going to have any at the moment. So, yeah, that'll be that. Over here, I mean, the wood's going to be a problem. I have 8 wood in storage. Perfect. Yeah, there's no way, no two ways about it. I think I'm going to have to import some wood. I was hoping we could do some eggs or some veggies just to make people a little happier, but it's not like people are unhappy, so it's fine. More housing going in. Again, this is another block of 50 to increase our workforce. I still have 13 people who are not employed. When this one goes in, that'll be 2 of those. And then this one claimed it was like 7 or something. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what it was claiming. So we'll bring some more people in as needed. Right now, if we mouse over the wood, we can see here that we produce 6.01 from my woodcutters. But we need 11 we need 11 and we need, let's call it 5 for maintenance. And then obviously we need a little extra wood to build things. So we are nowhere near enough here. At bare minimum, I mean, I would want this to say like plus 20 or something, frankly. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get there at the moment. if I have to, I could... I wish this game had actual bridges. I'm pretty sure I would need to remove water, which I don't really want to do. I kind of like the natural look. I wonder why this game doesn't have bridges. I mean, wood bridge, stone bridge, cut stone bridge. Makes sense to me. So I don't know if that's a pathfinding thing or what, but very weird to me that it doesn't actually have bridges. I think of Age of Antiquity, I think of aqueducts and city walls and bridges of architectural things. That's a nice stand of trees you got there, actually. I'll just don't mind if I do. And let's turn off planning. And let's actually activate that. There you go. Those 13 builders are going to be kept quite busy. I am also making extra food at the moment. We look here, we are producing at 35 and we are consuming at 18. So that means if I was to call in another 50 people, we would just be under the amount of food we can handle. So I could probably go up to 80 or 90 if I needed to. I don't want to go too quickly. There is I don't want to say, like, we need to have a certain foundation before we swell up too large too fast. So like having the ability to do some trading would be nice. I did plan up another 10 worker fishery. This is going to be the entire coast. We are literally going to fish the entire ocean, most likely in this city. But again, one of those right now, if we look at this place, is 17 fish. So quite a lot of income there. While I'm thinking, I have this road built in as an access road, but... Okay, no, we're good. I don't want to take up my good soil. So that's perfectly fine. This good soil is going to be where we're going to grow some veggies and maybe do some ranching. Maybe we'll do it kind of in the less good areas for the ranching. The ranch is going to be for some eggs. At the moment, I don't believe I have any neighbors who trade either one of those as a high amount trade. I could be wrong if I'm misreading that, but I don't think I am. Speaking of which, take me here. This is our buddy boy who says that we're going to be good friends. I would like it if we could get a trade pact, and I will barter. Okay, so he just wants straight cash. It's his own money, so sure. All right, deal. Having a trade pact will give us better prices and I think higher volumes. Could be wrong about that. From our city, we only have 2 connections. One is to him and one is to this free folk place. So unfortunately, those are going to be our limits at the time being. This would obviously be our first conquer, but we are so ridiculously far away from that. That's not even really worth thinking about yet. Okay, furniture, we have 8. And we did get this place built. So I've got a market planned. Market distributes goods for people's houses. I don't have the ability really to do that yet. We just don't have spares. We could do our lavatory, which would probably be a pretty good use. It needs 18 furniture though, so I'm not like too much of a hurry to get that done. Yeah, I'm not in too much of a hurry to get that done. Okay, export depot. Export. Let's start by getting rid of those rations because they're worth something and I'm not going to be able to... We don't need them. We just don't need them. Okay, I believe that's all I need to do there. He's hauling it over to get sold. Done. Imports. I really would like to just import some wood. I'm going to try not to yet, but we may change our minds on that. In fact, is someone working here? No, nobody is working there yet. Okay, sell off those rations for me. 2.7, 3.1, 1.1. Boy, you are terrible. If I had to guess, it's the sand. Probably is not good. Or maybe it just needs some ramp time. That also could be it. As they plant in more trees. I'm not 100% sure of the mechanics behind these, I guess is what I'm saying there. I do have another one planned. We could immediately do that. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Let's go ahead and activate that too. I'm just so concerned about this wood problem. Because even if I don't need any wood to build anything, which is just not true because I need to build furniture, we would still need some wood for some maintenance. So it just needs to happen. If we could at least have enough for my static use. Yeah, which would need to be about 15, so double what I'm currently making, frankly. All right, we do have some extra housing, and I did say I had enough food, so I am actually going to increase this, and let's do 75. Quite a jump again, but I just need more people. We got work to do. Get my odd jobbers in here doing that work. Sell that off. There's a strong chance that I'm gonna be buying some lumber. Money-wise, I have 13,000. You know what? Let's just do it. I would like some wood. Import level. You will currently import 12 items. So that's to try to get me to 32? I want that more. Import to maintain warehouse stock. Okay, I see. 96. Okay, how about just, well... This is what it would cost me to make a new fishing area. So let's do 160. So wood, 160. I hope I'm doing this right. What are you? Price cap. Minimum treasury. Let's put a minimum treasury in here of 5,000. Just so I don't use all my money in case we have an emergency or something. And I guess that's all I need to do. What do you wish to offer us? Do I need to do... Do I need to do that? I thought that was automatic. Oops. Oops. Problem. It doesn't say I have a problem. Let's just let that play for a minute. I don't remember the mechanics behind that. Hopefully they're just going to show up with caravans that want to sell me stuff. Okay, I am seeing people using this road to go down and pick up that lumber. So I will go ahead and I'll activate job. Let's go ahead and at least put in that to help them get to the other road. Also, I'm seeing over here that I did something weird with this road. I guess I'm okay with that. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that. I mean, we're just lizards. You know, you can't expect us to have perfect roads, right? Okay, they are going to town on those rocks. That is stone, right? Yeah. That's gonna be way more than we can store. I guess that's fine. Yeah, get some more of that going. Food-wise, how are we looking? Okay, we're still making 10 more than we're eating. That kind of makes me also want to activate this. But again, look at that. 126 wood and I have 29 stored. Yeah. That's going to be a problem. That one champion over here building the road. Yeah, they would like these torches. Maybe I splurge a little bit and let's get the 2 torches. This is such a common area that hopefully we'll be able to get a lot of value out of that. Weirdly enough, I don't think we technically burn wood in those, just like at the hearth. I think it's just the upkeep that you have to pay for it. Oh, he brought wood. He brought wood. Yay. Okay, excellent. Get that stored, please. Oh, that is so good. Thank you. Okay, that'll be super duper helpful. Those rations were worth a ridiculous amount. In fact, have we sold them all? No, we haven't. Go ahead and try to let that go play itself out. I don't want it just to rot. It would be worthless, pointless to let that happen, so we will try. Forage. We're getting there. We're almost to fall. No wood stored. I almost want to put another person on that warehouse. I think I will. I'm totally gonna remember to come back and take that off at some point. Definitely. Don't even worry about that. Okay, we didn't immediately go up to 75 either, which kind of tells me we've kind of maxed out our happiness for the time being until we improve something. I want to wait for this to finish before I do anything else. We have 6 furniture. You're probably my next one. You need 18. And just some plain wood. You know what? No. That's all. I think I'll activate that too. And then as far as furniture goes after that, I think we're doing the pump. The pump will bring fresh water to hopefully help my tree growth. That opens up farming. And they just really, really, really like having the water around. So getting some water over here make very nice for the happiness. Okay, those torches are in. Hope you guys enjoy them. Okay, we have sold all the rations. I don't have many and it's not worth much, but let's sell off the livestock. It's just rotting away. No reason to let that happen, even if it's just a few of them. And then after that, we'll sell off the grain, I think. We should have a little bit more come in from the harvest. Yeah, I keep looking at this thinking I want to build it, but other than stone, I really couldn't afford to give them anything. And even with the stone, let's store some more of that. It does decompose outside, even though it's stone. Okay, are you getting better than you were? 1.15. I'm not sure you are. I expect these to be full of trees, and they're just not. I think we just built them in really, really, really bad soil. Okay, this one says they want 7 workers. So you better be producing a lot more, and you already are. 5.7. Moisture is 28. 10. I think it's the moisture problem. At least that's part of it. And then soil probably secondary. Okay, we have 25 guys. They probably don't have enough to do. All right, I know I'm gonna need this, so let's go ahead and start drawing in some canal. I wasn't gonna do it yet, but there's no reason not to if we're just sitting around. Must be placed on room. Oh, I see. I've got some already pre-planned there. Do that. There you go. That'll use up some of that stone that's over here. I may not need. Let's cancel. I want to draw this by hand so I can see how far it's expected to go. Water, canal. See how that's lighting up the moisture map. We'll try there and see what that does. And then over here. We'll start with that and then we'll see what we want to do. The thing is, it's not like I just put water into the canal and it's good to go forever. There's a certain amount of pumping work that needs to be done to push a certain number of tiles worth of water, and you kind of need to like maintain that. Okay, new level's been bestowed upon your name. We are a Amarir. An Amarir is a chosen one, destined to lead his people to greatness. In order to secure future growth, we must now turn to ingenuity. The people serving you have some ideas in the form of innovation. Use these to enhance your productivity in the tech tree. Innovation plus 20. I'm probably not going to fill with that too much yet. The one I would ask right away is, can we increase fishing? Because fishing is where most of my food's coming from. husbandry. Also, Globdian domestication. You know what? I'm in. 8 points, do it. Yeah, I want that. Do we really have no fishing tech? Okay, those are just bars. Filter. Okay, I do. Basic fishing, locked by requirements. We need 30 fishermen, and the cost is 2. I don't know how to read that number. Is that telling me 2.5 more workers in the affected industry? Okay. I don't need to fill with that quite yet. I have another tinner ready to go. We are still making fish, right? Or making extra food? Yes, but less. We are pretty good fishermen and we like fishing. I think I'm going to go ahead and let them get started on that. That needs a lot of wood, but we did import some, so that'll be fine. Okay, we exported the livestock. Next, the grain needs to go. Again, not going to be worth that much, but it's just going to rot. So it's sitting on a shelf doing nothing. Once we get rid of that, really the only thing I have is fish. That's basically it. If we do some globulin ranching, the meat from that is not particularly interesting, so we could just export the meat and we'll eat the eggs ourselves. Yeah, that's going to take a hot minute. They're working on the canal. Lots of work needed. That's fine. We could bring in more people. We already have 27 people who are not dedicated to an actual job. I don't think I want more than that. I have no stored furniture. We need 7 more to actually build. That's totally fine. Oh, I learned something from a video today. I never knew. In religion, in your shrines, I don't know why I never tested this. You can actually change the size of your shrine. So it was really annoying me that this was a even number. So I could have made it an odd number, just to fit in better with the layout here. I'm not gonna fiddle with this one, but that's just something I learned. Yeah, sell off that grain for me, please, guys. How are we doing on that wood chopping down here? Still more work needed. Okay. Obviously, our need for the wood is just insatiable. So it's gonna be a long time, I have a feeling. A long time. And, you know, you claim you're felling trees. I don't know, I guess? Looks like stumps and whatnot here more than actual trees. 10% moisture. I think the moisture is the biggest problem. I hope that's the case. Because if it is, we'll have a nice big jump in how good it is when we get the pump running. That'll be a little while though, because we need 80 furniture. And we are making 3 a day, if I round up generously. And I can't really scale this up too much more because we're already just using all the wood. So kind of in a rock and a hard place when it comes to getting enough wood for that. This is going to eat up most of my current reserves. How are we doing here? We have fish. The load is 40%, so that's fine. That means I can probably serve about 200-ish. Yeah, probably about 200-ish here. Where are you at? Is there no way I can zoom to the worker? 1 out of 1. I assume he's probably going to get fish, if I had to guess. Maybe wood. And we're not having any problems carrying those, right? No. I was definitely overbuilding storage last time I was playing. Because I'm pretty sure you can have up to a full stack here. Yeah, look at that. And this guy, he just picked up both of them. So nice and efficient there. One of my biggest pet peeves in RimWorld, if you're playing just vanilla, people will go to carry one thing at a time. That's like one of my biggest mods is like pick up and haul or things that change how much carrying they're doing, because it annoys the crap out of me. I like it when they fill up their inventory and then carry it all at once. Way, way, way more efficient there. Okay, good to see that. Let's pick on somebody. Cheetah Taivu. Had to think to come up with these things you could do better besides sinking the whole dry land beneath the waves. I mean, yeah, other than doing lost land rituals, what can we improve around here, huh? Perhaps you could allow us a little more furniture. The variety of food's a little bland. We'd like to eat more. Our army is embarrassing. Okay. All of those things are things I can work on. Working on the food. Fishing, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but fishing feels like one of the most efficient food sources. At least if you have the ocean stuff, I guess. For the amount of workers we're putting in this, and the fact that it's constant. Like, when you're doing bread, let's say, yeah, you can make some really, really large amounts of food, but it's one harvest per year. Lots of pre-planning. If you misplan, if you lose a crop, if you get raided and robbed, it could be in really bad shape. Whereas at least if they robbed all my fish, well, I'll have some more fish tomorrow. So, I don't know. It's just some food for thought on that one. Seeing them work on that also is kind of telling me I'm going to want at least this piece of the road done. Yeah, canal's going to look great with water in it. You just mark my words. Also, I think I'm going to go ahead and tell them go ahead and build that bit of road too. I'm going to want to build little, what are they called? Stepping stones? I'm not certain what the term is here. Little spots that we can jump over. Now, these guys might also be faster in the water. I wonder if they can swim in the canal. Because I'm pretty sure they actually swim faster than they walk. Okay, this is looking a lot nicer. Moisture's 28%. I don't think that number of wood produced changed, though. Okay, so hopefully we're going to see a big jump when I get that moisture in. We're producing 12. So that basically takes care of my carpenter, but not the maintenance. Okay. And we have sold off all of our grain. I'm just double checking there's nothing else. And there really isn't. So I'm just going to unemploy that guy for now. I could sell stone, but we're going to need stone sooner or later. Getting rid of it just seems short-sighted for the time being. Yeah, I think we're basically just kind of waiting on furniture being produced here. Okay, we are hiring fishermen. Yep, up to the 10. Okay, that should give us plenty of food coming in now. Making 52 using 28. Plenty. If this does fill up, maybe we could sell off some fish. That could be an okay moneymaker, hopefully. I don't want to import furniture because furniture is very expensive. I would prefer to produce it ourselves. One more here. Let's speed up even more. One more, and then we'll have the laboratory, and then go some more people. I also am going to need to decide. So we do have some clay over here. We need clay for the innovation stuff. I kind of just want to have that kind of be self-contained right next to the clay, so there's not a lot of hauling involved. I just don't know the numbers. Like, if this is a ton of clay, we'll make some pots of our own too. If it's not, we may end up having to import clay, because we're going to need it for innovation. We're going to need it for pots. Probably would like some bricks too. I think we're gonna be paving roads with bricks long before we can do our ocean tiles or whatever they were called. Yeah, so we're gonna need a ton of furniture. In the streams we did before, I ended up building quite a lot of furniture workshops, but I didn't have a wood limit like I have here. So that's maybe a little on the sketchier side. Get this built, boys. All right, everyone who's been holding it, get ready. What is around the outside here? I did not activate the walls. We may want those. There you go, our first customer. Kulia. There you go, the woodcutter. Christening the new Thunder boxes. Yeah, let's get those walls up, guys. Okay, that should be a nice little happiness spike, though. I don't know if it's better to build kind of medium-sized ones like this, or if I should be building little outhouses everywhere. That was another thing I was thinking of that might be a little more efficient. Because if somebody walks over to here, and then they need to use the bathroom, they have to walk all the way back. That's like half their day. And we're already probably walking too far, frankly. While dancing outside of our new toilet, watching people build the walls. One guy working, 3 guys watching, seems legit. Okay, plenty of fish for sale. There's some meat in here. What is up with that? And some mushrooms. Okay, I don't care about meat or mushrooms or fruit or bread. I want fish, I want eggs, and I want veggies. Those are the 3 things we like. Everything else can just be stockpiled, and if we notice any significant amount, we'll sell it. I do think that while it's humorous, the farts are a little overwhelming. I wish there was a setting that I could specifically turn that volume down. I do tend to, like, sit in this area of my settlement when I'm watching it, and that does get a little old after a while. I love a fart joke as much as the next man, but, you know. Okay, what is my next furniture use project? We could let them take some stone for their houses. I don't think we need that yet. That means it's the pump. This is a max size pump. I mentioned when we pump, we want fresh water. This is kind of the edge of the world, as it were. We could fill in. Shinosuke did remind me. We could fill in some of this and fit some more pumps. So, and we could also mine a little bit here. So I probably could fit 3, maybe 4 pumps. Seeing that kind of makes me think I would want to pull this back 1 just so we could get a canal in here. And I think I will do that before I forget. So water, pump, big boy pump. All that matters for the pump is that those... Well, I just pointed at my screen. Those 3 little waves on the left-hand side need to be in the high water amount. So, right there's apparently enough water. All right, if I did want to add a pump, I'd probably be willing to fill it into there. So right here. Yep, that'll work. But I do not want you guys to do that yet, so suspend that job. I know you walked all the way there. I'm sorry. That also kind of makes this off ever so slightly. It's fine. No. But even saying it's fine, I mean that's two extra pump pressure that I'm gonna need to pump. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that designing. Okay. 200 wood. Now, is that because I imported all that, or did we just haul some? And 4 furniture. That is going to be a hot minute for that. Do we employ somebody here? We employ 2 people here. I guess that's fine. We're not really hurting on workers. Okay, I don't want to just sit here and not be building something, though. I think let's look at Probably animal husbandry. Of course, I unlock this right after I sell off all the animals. Figures, huh? Okay, now for these, moisture does matter. How big of a thing do I want? That's 4.4 workers. I kind of want to design things in tens. I guess five is half of that. The reason I'm leaving a space here is I may run water to this, depending on what the moisture level looks like, and it is only 25%, so that would benefit. It only gets some of the edges, but that might be enough. So we could get up on here, and then we could cross around the back. I'm gonna need to bring water up this direction anyways, because we're gonna do veggies over here. I think that's fine. 7.4. All right, let's see what that ends up doing. So give me a gate. Give me a hut. A lizard hut. There you go. And then I need a 10%er. There you go. Okay, so 100% efficiency. It needs more moisture. We're going to employ 5 workers. Do it. And we'll sell the meat. We'll eat the eggs. Now, I believe that when they go to eat something... Where can I see this? Access? I think the way it works is there's like a certain... I don't even know how you say it. Like, they like things in certain proportions. So for these guys, I think they like fish, like, a lot. So let's say, like, I don't know, 3/4 of the time they go get food, they want a fish. And then the other times they want an egg or a veggie. And they just decide what they want before they go try to eat. If they get what they want, they're very happy. And if they don't get what they want, they're sad. I think that's how that works. It's kind of a weird system. It's not that it's just available. It's what I felt like eating this time, was it there? And as you can see, with just fish, we're already at 61%. We just really like fish. Can't blame them. Don't mind a good salmon fillet myself. Yeah, and we did use up, again, most of our wood supply here. We're down to 11,000 denarii, but hey, it was free money to start with, so I can't really complain too much on that. And we'll just keep importing that wood for now. Up to 7 furniture. So our big thing for that is just going to be getting to that 80. I think I'm going to let them start working on the pump. I think that's the next project. So I will go ahead and activate that too. They can clear it out and they can haul the stone and whatnot. They'll focus on this because it's going to be closer to where they start their day anyways. Yeah. How much? Not much. Not much. It's gonna take me a hot minute to fill this up. That's okay. We'll let that build up there. Okay, still 14 people. This is gonna be 5. That'll leave me with 9. If I do decide... Yeah. I'm just thinking ahead again. Let's go ahead and do planning roads. So I'm doing 3 wide, and it's probably going to be a canal down the middle. Where's my... Is that my clay? No. Over here's my clay. Right there. Just out of curiosity... Clay pit. Okay, so that is literally all my clay. That does not build me a lot of confidence. Auxiliary, I need to get up to 50%. Okay, I need to make that a little bit bigger. There you go. And storage, bare minimum. Like that. That would be 25 workers. Okay, maybe this is going to be enough. 37.5. Again, another huge drain of furniture when we want to do this. Then we will have a warehouse here that's going to focus on clay and pottery and bricks. I'm not sure if we're, like I said, I'm not sure if we can actually make that much out of there, though. I have a feeling that our innovation alone is going to eat that up. Okay, they're arriving at work. They're getting the place ready. We buy some livestock. Kind of wish I hadn't sold that. I didn't realize we were that close. I mean, we could buy a tiny amount. Yeah, I'm just gonna be patient. I don't know, maybe that's a mistake, especially putting that many workers there for the time being. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Okay, we are selling off a little bit of grain, it looks like. Another load of wood came through. I hear a lot of building going on. You'll love it. Yeah, the stone's gonna be absolutely no problem, but that furniture is gonna be a bear. We're at 1/8 essentially. Okay, let's just go ahead and speed up. I'm not gonna really be able to queue much else up. What else could we work on? I suppose we could continue our canal project while we wait. So water, canal, and that's gonna go all the way into town. Yeah, we'll take it to there. I don't know. I do think it's worthwhile for these guys. Any other race, it probably would not be worth the amount of effort that's going to take. But we're spurring off to feed these. That'll make them happy in town, and then we'll spur off of here up into our fertile lands, and we'll start some veggie farms. Hopefully by just having a bunch of food variety, that'll basically just ride us through the early game on our happiness there. And we should have enough stone. Those are 4 each. Yeah. Well, I say that. That's probably nearing 100 tiles, so maybe that will use up a lot of that stone. We have plenty to pick up, though, too, so it's not like we're going to run out. 11 out of 80. Now, I also do have a question for this series. So we are going to have times like this where I'm just kind of waiting for something to build. Would you guys prefer if we just kind of pause and flash forward to that just happening? Or are you just in for the chill ride and just don't mind watching in real time? I will try to be a little more aggressive on my game speed and running at the full +4, which I normally don't do. I'm gonna store some more fish here. How are we doing on service? Load is only 33%. That should be fine. Okay, could bring more people in, but to what end? Probably not until this pump's ready to go. Oh, I was in planning mode. Shoot. Turn that off. Activate job. Alright, sorry guys. I do want you to build that. And you know what? If we're just gonna have some time, go ahead and build in this road too. And I don't think I'm gonna bring the water down this way, at least not right now, so we'll go ahead and cave in that. I guess they're automatically building the little like stepping stones in the middle here because we have road on both sides. Okay, I can already see a spot we missed. Now, there. Good, good. Okay, almost up to 20, so a quarter of the way there. I guess We could import some veggies. No, we're a little late. I don't think I need the veggies to do the initial farm clearing though. Okay, we have sold out the grain. I do see we got the opium in this time. Or yeah, opium. We'll go ahead and sell that off. All right, let's do some farm playing here. So I want soil. All right, I want this color. I think I'm gonna leave this for another ranch. So from above that is where we will look at this. Okay, if that's the case, I think I'm gonna want a cut through path. I may be passing water there, so my cut through path, let's do a 2 wide like this. And then we will build farm above there. Now, the water reach that we're getting looks... It looked like it was about 10. So maybe my veggies are going to be 10 wide plots. Or we could do a 20 wide plot and have a canal on both sides. So maybe we start with a 10 wide. I want to do this in such a way that we're not wasting pump power. That is kind of what I'm concerned about. So we bring the water down the middle, and then maybe we could have farms on both sides of it. And I would be losing a road on the side. I want to try to not lose too much of this good soil because, yeah, the other stuff's way over there and way down here. So this is kind of my initial farming area. So we would want a farm, and we like vegetables. And let's say about here is my edge. Could push it over maybe one more. Okay, so that would be a 10. We have the canal, and that does line up with my ranch canal that I will probably build, so I do like that. All right, I want to have this go to 5 or 10 workers would be my ideal. That's gonna be quite long. I mean, I guess it's happy enough to let me do it. That's an awfully long walk. What would the alternative here be? We have water here, so then I would put a 20 wide here. No, I think this is it. I do think this is it. Okay, that is ever so slightly too much. 4.9. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to fill that much. We'll call it there. So we need 41 vegetables to be able to plant that. I'll run a support road along this side. Well, I say that. How are we going to do this one? 20 wide. It's going to have a canal on both sides. I guess we just run a support up the side here. I mean, we can walk off the road. It's not like games where you have to be on the road, I suppose. I have a feeling this is going to be hard to haul. I don't know. I don't like this shape. I guess it's fine. Okay, so almost 5 workers. We can put 5 in there and they would be totally fine. It's going to make 23 veggies. Construct it. All right, imports. Way lower. I want some vegetables. 5%. Okay, so I need some storage space to be able to do that. We're currently using all of our crates. Okay, we don't need rations. Let's get veggies. Okay, so All right, if I put it at 50%, that'll be enough. We can eat them. We'll treat ourselves a little bit. All right, so I want 50% of our total capacity of veggies. Okay, well, we're clearing out the field. And then I suppose, again, let's canal. And it's gonna go all the way up like this. That was 200. That was 200 stone I just queued up. We may need to actually collect some stone. Have we cleared off? Yeah, we have cleared off most of the stone that was just laying about. That's totally fine. We have some laying right here. Go ahead and go grab that if you need to. I might need to also buy some cattle. I really wish I hadn't sold that off. I didn't realize we were that close to actually having that open. All right, this is starting to kind of annoy me. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and build it. And you know what? Let's not do that. That was a mass grave. I don't need it. No one's died yet. I can always add one later if I need to. How are we doing on that furniture? 25 out of 80. So quite a ways left to go. And then over here, we'll see what this looks like. I may not do that. That's a lot of pump power to wasted space. Whereas this one I can double into a second area and make use of it. A slave has arrived offering his good. Would you like to purchase some for sale? Not really. I mean, you are very expensive. I would buy them and set them free if I could, but I cannot. How are we doing up here? We're doing just fine. Yeah, get all that prepped. We have people that really would like to move in. That's a good sign. And it looks like veggies have been brought in. Now, some of that's going to get stocked over here. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. We'll just keep importing until we get this built, and then we'll stop importing. We're at 13k denarii, so we have some money. They're going to eat a whole bunch of that, I have a feeling. Yeah, canal's going to go in real easy. We're also going to need to remember that we're going to need to employ a chunk in here. I don't know how much pump power this is going to create. I probably should figure that out, how much a pump can do at maximum. And then we can plan accordingly. I did read somewhere that the bathhouse no longer actually technically needs water. It just runs off of coal somehow. I have really no idea how that works, but if that's the case, that does make bathhouses a lot easier for especially races that don't care about pumping water into the city like we do. You would just need it for your farm and you wouldn't need to worry about bringing it in. I keep seeing that empty housing and thinking, oh, I should bring some more people, but I really probably shouldn't. Really probably shouldn't. Do you guys just literally eat all the veggies? No, okay, there's still some. Yeah, he's stalking them like crazy. That's okay. We'll buy some more. Okay, we're harvesting up stone and it's immediately getting used. Yeah, I just need to be patient here, I think. Let's zoom again. How are we looking? 25 out of 80. Getting there, getting there. Okay, 17 veggies have been delivered, 21. You guys gotta grab them before somebody comes over and eats them. We're not gonna make it obviously for this year, but just getting it planted for, yeah, there we go, 41. Getting it planted for next year, having it ready to go. Okay, the nice thing about the lizards, we have eggs, we have veggies, and we have fish. So all we need to do now is just scale that up until we can source a cheap source of those things or conquer somebody and tax them those things. But those are the 3 foods we like, so we can pretty darn easily fulfill our food desires. And I'm kind of hoping that we can kind of ride that happiness for quite a while. One of the things I'd like to try to do here, I believe at 200 people and no clothes, we can earn a title. And like I said, one of my goals in this is I'd like to earn a title. I don't think I'll count that as our 1 if we make it there, but if I had to, I could. I think I'd like to make this series go to the first of his name, which is 1,500, but that is way higher than I've been. We got to, I want to say 200 on stream maybe, and that's as big as I've ever grown, so we're definitely gonna have some growing pains here. I am recording this before the first video has gone public, so I don't have the feedback that I'm hoping I will get there, just a little bit from some of the very generous and kind and smart builders who are members of the channel. But like I mentioned, this is supposed to be a little bit of a learning series, so if you have suggestions, I'm very welcome to hear them. Just know that oftentimes if you're not watching this as a members first, I've already recorded at least 1, maybe a couple episodes ahead of wherever you are seeing. So just like some of the other series, there can be a little bit of a delay between feedback and when I can act on said feedback. Okay, nice. We got that vegetable farm all ready to go. People are hiring in. Now, if I wanted to be hyper efficient, I could remove them until it's time to actually work. I don't care. I think it's just fine. Let's go ahead and bring in a few more. Let's go up to 90. Now, I have housing for 100. That kind of makes me feel like I probably need some more. Room blueprints. No. Poppy area. We'll just yoink this. Yep, that is totally it. Now, I could build here, and I did kind of leave room that we could do that, or we might just add more tree farms here. So in that case, I would want to go ahead and start in on the other side. This will continue expanding out. We also could build some houses up here too. I think I'm going to start in on this side though. The next big project will probably be clay. So having some people in that direction, although I think clay, because look how far it is, this is probably going to need its own little hamlet of people that work in the clay industry. All right, so let's go ahead and we will plunk in that. And you know what? I think it's going to happen sooner or later. We'll do that, and I'll come here and I'll just immediately suspend that one. And I'll activate that one. And you know what? Let's get this in too. Let's start making this place look a little nicer. Okay, so that's an additional 50 people. Let's get this in. I am gonna replace that road at some point. Yeah, I do want a 5 or maybe a 7 wide will be our main thoroughfare through the town. So that will get replaced at some point. For now, I will go ahead and just do our 2s for the side areas. And I'll just let them work on that. Their leisure. I'm not in too much of a hurry here. Okay, 19 workers. Food is... It should be fine. Yeah, even with just what we have now, the food is rolling. Are we still not... We have 0 animals still. Alright, you know what? This doesn't make a lot of sense. I need 15 animals. Let's stop importing this. Cattle, and I want this to be very low. Like 1 tick. 4 items. 12. Alright, let's bring in 12. I believe we need 15, but we can home grow our other ones. I do kind of want to catch it when this guy comes in. Probably not coming at night. I just want to turn it off right away. I don't want to be paying for cattle if I can help it. I really regret selling those 6, but yeah, it's all right. I didn't realize we were that close. For some reason in my head, I thought it was 100 people for the research. That also begs the question, we have 12 more knowledge points that we could spend. We could put in some fishing efficiency, and I don't hate that idea because fish is our economy. I think that's probably going to be our #1 export, at least for a little while. Okay, they just brought some in. They brought a lot in. 32 if I had to give it a number. All right, no more of that, please. And we have wood at the moment, so I'm just going to say no more. Just no imports for the time being. And exports, we have some grain again. Sell that off. How are we doing? 41, we're at the halfway point for the furniture. All right, and now 8 out of 15 animals, they should just be delivered. They're gonna start as oh geez, what's the name of a young reptile? Hatchling? Hatchlings, I guess? If you know what a young globulin is called, let me know in the comments. I really... Okay, you know what? Rather than like trying to micromanage and sell that, maybe we just make our duplicate here. I wasn't planning on that, but because we overbought. All right, so what I would like is about the same thing as what we had. So I think we had a... Looks like maybe it was a... Why does that look weird to me? 17 by... 23 by 23? That's 6 workers. I mean, that's fine. We're not going to really be able to fit much else in here. 7.8. I don't like that number too much. Okay, bring that back a little bit. 7.3. 6.9. I think that's my magic number. All right, we will gate it. We will HUD it. 0.29. Then I need a 100%. Okay. Done. I don't know if that's being super inefficient, but I'm not too concerned if I'm being honest. All right, that's gonna be a good chunk of wood. 223. Ouch. That'll use up most of that other livestock we bought. I mean, this will never feed us forever anyways, so yeah, it'll be fine. Also, I am storing a little bit of meat. Meat's gonna, I guess, be another export for us because we're not gonna eat that. That makes me think about leather too. We could build some hunters. We don't eat the meat though, so that's a little less efficient than it would otherwise be, but we do need the leather. Maybe that'll be another short-ish, mid-ish turn. Maybe we build a hunter right here. 15 apparently is the max you can get before diminishing returns. We'll probably just build a hunter's lodge that can fit 15. And we'll use it. We'll get the meat. We'll sell the meat. We'll stockpile some leather. Might let them put it in their homes. Might just save it till we want to do some armor. We can use that for... Boy, that's quite a conga line. Oh, they're getting wood, I see. We can use it for clothes, but like I mentioned, I think I want to try to get the nudist title, and I need to get to 200 people, not have clothes, and then play for like some amount of time at that. That seems like a very, very easy one to do. And I believe it gives you some temperature tolerance, and I want to say some move speed for having that title. And that's just amazingly strong for just any colony, especially if you're playing somewhere where temperatures matter a lot. We like the hot, so this place is pretty nice for us, but I can see humans or something intemperate having some temperature problems. So that might be a good investment there. Okay, I do see that we are over an hour. I think before next episode, I will let this pump finish. So I will play until we get those 80, and then I will stop there. Hopefully by then, I will have some more feedback if anyone has suggestions or whatnot. I did ask in the first episode if you have some cool names, both for the settlement itself, but also our twin rivers that we live between. Something serpent or dragon or water themed. Our faction is the Closed Realm. Hopefully we will be able to return to it someday. Maybe we can sink the land back into the sea and live out our underwater life dreams. Beyond that, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like. That really helps me a ton. Tells YouTube that you're enjoying it, and maybe they should show it to other people like you. If you're not subscribed, I hope I've earned your subscription. At time of recording, I'm on the march trying to get to 10,000 by the end of November, which will be our 3-year channel anniversary. So just hoping to continue to grow and share games I love with people who love those games. Beyond that, if you want to go above and beyond to support the channel, I'd suggest checking out the channel memberships. That does give you members first access to things I'm working on. In this example, Song of Six, but there's other things, just depends on whatever series I'm working on. Beyond that, you could always join me on one of my live streams for a super chat, leave a super thanks on a VOD or video, or if you're just looking to leave a tip, check out the Patreon linked in the channel info. All right, builders, hopefully you enjoyed this one. I'm gonna continue watching this pump get built, and I will catch up with you in the next one. Till sea swallows all.